growing criticism of China's reported failure in being fully transparent in reporting the COVID-19 outbreak in Wuhan earlier in December. US President Donald Trump has in fact gone on to call it the Chinese virus, so to speak. China is now claiming, of course, that it has flattened the curve. Of course, skeptics are taking Beijing's claim with a pinch of salt. But even as China is claiming to have reported 0 new cases of COVID-19, it seems to be engaged in all-out diplomacy as far as the rest of the world is concerned, especially the European countries hardest hit by the virus, including Italy, Spain, Czech Republic, and others. It's offering masks, medical supplies, ventilators, even doctors to go to these countries and sort of help out as far as the crisis is concerned. There are many who are questioning China's Good Samaritan efforts. On Monday, during a press conference, a reporter candidly asked the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson whether it was trying to manipulate other countries' public opinions by providing this assistance. The Chinese spokesperson's stark response was whether those asking such questions expect China to stand by idly and remain indifferent in the face of the pandemic. Of course, no one expects China to stand idly by while the rest of the world is suffering, but it also expects China to admit to the lapses that it has made, and of course, which has plunged the world into this public health emergency, and of course, a looming economic disaster, which a global disaster which is waiting to happen. What's more, now even China's mask diplomacy is starting to ring hollow, especially with a lot of countries returning the face masks and the testing kits supplied to them by China for being faulty or inconsistent in their results. Some of these countries include Spain, Netherlands, and even the Czech Republic. More than a few accounts have since highlighted how the so-called Made in China pandemic has today spread to more than 200 countries and territories. Many of these studies have categorically listed China's missteps in dealing with the virus. Let me cite one here. According to an article in the Wall Street Journal, aptly titled China's Early Coronavirus Missteps, one of the first doctors who went to the Chinese authorities reporting the virus was told that he was spreading rumors, and he was criticized for the same. Another doctor who went to the Chinese authorities, had to write a self-criticism letter saying his warnings had a negative impact. By the time the Chinese authorities reacted to this early evidence, China's coronavirus cases had already multiplied manifold. Secondly, despite knowing about the new virus, Chinese authorities let some 5 million people leave Wuhan without adequate screening or the necessary screening. In fact, they waited until January 20th to announce that the virus was spreading between humans. So by the time Beijing locked down Wuhan and 3 other cities on January 23rd, the virus had spread to much more than what it would otherwise have been. Another recent piece by samaritan in the Observer Research Foundation points out how China delayed notifying the WHO and permitting it to inspect the situation in Wuhan. It also released vital genetic information to the international community a full week after it was isolated. Now remember, this is the same China which a few years ago had faced a lot of international flack for misreporting and initially covering up the SARS outbreak. Remember, the SARS outbreak eventually went on to kill 774 people globally, and it was said that at that point in time, China again was late in informing the international community about the outbreak. It is a different matter that this time even the World Health Organization is facing a lot of flack for its insipid coverage or for its insipid response to the COVID-19 outbreak emanating from China. Of course, we don't know when this entire epidemic will be over, when this global health emergency will end, but when it does, both China and the WHO will have a lot to answer for.